My wife said that more people would watch my videos if there were more chicks in them. I bet she's right. Okay, I'm tired. Daylight savings time isn't cool. Especially when you get up at like 5 something in the morning every day. Anyways, we are just gonna mess with tearing this down today. I got some more hub stuff figured out. This is fantastic. So I put my rotors in the truck. Got to turn them down so they'll fit over the hub bore. And I'll cut some caliper brackets and be done. But yeah, I'm gonna put you guys on time lapse. I'm just, take what's left of the drive shaft off, yoke off, cover out. Hopefully pop the carrier out of there and, see how that goes without a case spreader that I've never used. Doesn't look too bad. Spider gears are super stiff. And the outers in this thing were full of what looked like wheel bearing grease. So I don't know if they were having bearing issues or what was going on. But, and somebody used this lovely orange silicone and a lot of it. So I got to clean all that up. But I'm going to go ahead and pop these bearing caps off. I mean, everybody knows, but the reason you don't want to flip these around or mix them up is it's line board. So I run the machine through it and bore the caps and the case as one so that it's perfectly straight. If you flip them around, you're not, they might go on, but they're going to mess something up. So you may want to make sure, just like main bearings on an engine, you want to make sure they're put back on the way you took them off. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, all that's tore apart, cleaned up. You saw me do things the wrong way. Never hit your pinion with a hammer. Don't do that. Put the nut back on it and tap it if you got to pull it out that way. But I'm not reusing any of this, so I don't care. Carrier is pretty trashed. Carrier bearing actually has a lip that you can scratch with your fingernail. So that was pretty much toast. It's a posi unit. I guess if somebody wants it, shoot me a message, I'll give it to you. I don't want that. Great news, everyone. Machined out my rotors. So, still haven't geared that. But I got me some Ford F-150. Still haven't cleaned anymore either. Yay. But I got me some F-150, 78 F-150 wheel studs. Those will work. And then I did a cool trick. So, took the power probe, grabbed my F-150 calipers, and applied power to the broken, eBay, to the broken plug. So now my e-brake is applied, which is fantastic. So, look at that. It would be easy for me to make this bracket. So I have all the cardboard template. cut that out. So that fits in there pretty nice. Then I took my punch and pushed on it so I could transfer my holes. Kind of hard to see, but you can see, yes, that's an old beer box. Got the centers of those. Then I traced them out over here. I really need my welding table over there in that shop. Traced them out over there. So we'll come out with the plasma real quick. Well, since I had that on time lapse and the camera fell, whatever. I plasma cut these little dog bones out. I'll go clean them up and then probably put them in the drill press and put some holes on. About to die. I cut these out, I draw them, and then I cut to the outside of the line because I know I'm not going to cut straight because I don't have a plasma table. They match pretty well. I'll clean them up some more, probably with a bench grinder. But this battery, you guys are about to die. You're like 2%. So good luck with that. I'm going to keep working. Well, I cleaned things, and then I went and did stuff. So shop is cleaner. Got all the grime and dust out of here. Took this outside and pressure washed it. Then I kind of cleaned the inside up, soaked everything with some WD-40 after I wiped it out because it was already flash rusting. You can see. Get real close here. It's already, yeah. Welded my little dog bones on either side. Should have a picture. And got the outers done, both sides, got those nice and square. These turned out really slick. Yeah. Then I went over here, took the old carrier, because we are getting into re-gearing this evening. So, took the old carrier, took my Cornwell bearing separator, and you just clamp it around the bearing. Then I jerry-rig a little thing that fits over the end of it. Run the impact down, pull the bearing off. When the bearing pops off, I label it. You know, this is just how I do Dana 60 axles. You do yours however you want. And then I did the exact same thing on my pinion. Pulled that pinion bearing off, took that inner one out. I've got a little difference in my two pinions. The old one uses a crush sleeve. The new one, I'm oh nope, new one uses a crush sleeve too. I lied. We're doing the exact same thing. So yep, measured my inner and my outer. What I found, if you get a good gear set on a newer Dana axle, newer than 1985, probably newer than 1990, the new housings are done in a CNC. So everything is done perfectly, and they're all done exactly the same. If you're a gear manufacturer, we're using Motive. Hopefully they're still made in Italy. I didn't even look at the box. It says made in the USA. I'll take it. Seems great. If your ring manufacturer is good and they've got their ring gear and pinion set up perfectly, you should be able to take the standard shims out, throw them back in the new one, and see where you're at. Luckily I have a bearing separator, so I don't know where my setup bearing is for my Dana 60. So I'm going to press this together, at least the pinion, with the bearing, or with the shims that, I keep saying bearings, with the shims that came out of it. Or at least I'll mic them. I got some tools laid out here that I'm going to need, but yep, I'll mic them, see what the thickness is here. Hopefully this isn't dead. It's not. So we'll measure them, see what we got. Throw some new ones in them that are exactly the same on the new pinion, and then try to press the bearing on. But I need to actually get that pinion out of this box too. So I guess we're going to do an unboxing video. Luckily they didn't put any tape on it, because doing it one-handed is silly. And like the strings from my hoodie are getting in front of the camera. And you guys, this is some low quality YouTube. I'm telling you. I'm glad they didn't fall out. So anyways, I need this. I'm gonna take it over here and set it next to that one. Yeah, much smaller opinion. I'm gonna leave it in the bag so it doesn't get frost all over it. Anyways, this is why there's a freezer in the shop. So you can put your carrier in there. And your fox are gonna get mounted. And a bunch of old meat that should probably get thrown away. Ooh, it hurts.
Birds aren't afraid to fly high, but what are we afraid of in this life? Rejection, humility, but no one wins without failing. Winners get gold, then gold, they just keep going. You're always gonna make a comeback, even when you're falling flat. You're gonna get to the end and look around. Are your dreams in your hands or in the ground? You're always gonna make a comeback, comeback, comeback.
Okay, I gotta finish torquing all these down. I got my paint pen, so we'll get that done. I'll mark them all and make sure they're all torqued. I did not run them in with the impact. I just snug them. Plus, I already told you that impact really sucks. Yeah, I need to find a Snap-on dealer. That's the first time I actually used the bearing separator as a bearing press, but with the shaft being, you know, 0 degrees Fahrenheit, and the bearing sitting in front of the heater over here on this piece of steel, I set the ring gear, all my bearings over there, so they're pretty hot. And I leave my carrier and my pinion in the freezer overnight, and you saw the carriers, like I tapped them with the hammer, and my little rubber lamp fell on the floor. Keyway, so I tapped them down on with my shims in them. I took the skinniest, the thinnest shims out on both sides, so I know I lost a couple thou, which is just fine. I'll shim the carrier from the outside when I'm setting up my gears. So let's put this together. Like I said, finish torquing this and I'm good to go. So if you guys don't have the Harbor Freight blind bearing puller tool, that thing is fantastic as a race driver. It's got every size cup, and it seems like every time I go to use one, like that one is the inner and that one's the outer, they're, you know, 30 thou smaller than the outside diameter, so they work, I mean, absolutely perfect. I was right in the previous video when I said I think I got to use pinion spacers. I don't think this one has a crush. It came with my kit came with a crush sleeve, but my gear set did not. I didn't stare at the pinion. So I had to make a setup bearing. I pulled the old bearing off when I disassembled it, so just hogged out the inside of it till it is just, I mean, perfect. I mean, you can almost run that bearing because it's still almost a press sleeve fitting, or a press fit, but I have the brand new bearing sitting over there all nice and clean. So I'm going to put this together and then check what my preload is on my pinion. So that's step one. Then we'll get on to step, 2 through 300. So that was a bit tedious. That's how much shim I needed. Not so happy with this USA Standard Gear kit. Don't give me enough skinnies. I needed to add anyways, I had too many of the large shims and not too many of the skinny ones. I was stacking there for like 20 minutes. But yeah, I got it. I was too loose and too tight, but guess I can go get the inch-pound wrench over here and make sure it's like 15 inch-pounds or whatever it's supposed to be. But if I can do it with one finger, it's pretty good. So I'm gonna take, little trick is I use the old nut because it's a cut nut, so it's already all spread out from coming off the old one, so it goes on and off and doesn't tear up the new pinion that bad. So I need to take that off, then I'll press my new bearing on, and by press I mean probably put this pinion back in the freezer and heat up that other bearing. Okay, let the pinion in there for a minute longer. This is really hot. Like I said, these tools are absolutely fantastic. Harbor Freight, line bearing puller. They just seem to fit everything really, really well. Do not need wash. This is gonna suck. Never hit your goat. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, gosh. Good, I got 3 threads. Let's see if I pull the end of the yoke off. It's gonna hurt my hand. Okay. Now I'm getting somewhere. Now I got this cut nut. I think I'm gonna run on with the other one first and then put the cut nut on it. Okay, I didn't video it, pulled it back apart, moved shim from one side to the other. My pattern looks good, right in the center. Coast side, it's a little toe, but it's fine. Yeah. Got my backlash right at like 5 thou, so that's about as good as it gets. I'll need to get a diff cover and then move it over to the other building, and got all my power finished over there. So I guess in the next video we'll be slamming this under the Jeep, welding some brackets on it, finish welding them, taking it out, painting everything. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to put it together and take it apart like 4 more times. This is awesome. Anyways, yeah, thanks for hanging out.